Welcome to the Justice Archive with Olive. I'm so happy that you are joining. My name's Olive, and I will be your storyteller today. We're delving into a heartbreaking case of Natalynn Miller. Her story needs to be told and needs to be shared. And here on the Justice Archive, that is what we do. We share these stories. Now, before I begin, this is my first true crime case. Bear with me as I navigate starting this journey. I'm sure the backgrounds will be changing. I don't have a great setup right now, but I'm working with what I have. So I apologize that it's not going to be the most professional true crime you've seen, but it comes with practice. So without further ado, let's tell Natalynn Miller's story. Natalynn's early life. She was born on a warm summer day in 2005. And she brought joy to everyone around her. She was born in Azalea, California, to a Nicole Lee and a Troy Miller. And their relationship wasn't perfect from the get, but like most young couples, they did share the same dream of giving their daughter a good life, a loving relationship with both parents. So they prioritized making sure that Natalynn was still going to have a relatively undisturbed upbringing, regardless of them not being together. Now, Azalea, California is a small and quiet city. It's nestled in the heart of California's Central Valley. It was the kind of place where families would picnic in the park, where children played under the warm California sun. Natalynn's early years mirrored that of any child's, full of joy and laughter, just playing and being a kid. She loved to explore, she loved to sing and share her infectious smile with the world. Her father, Troy, adored Natalynn. He cherished every moment spent with her, whether it was a trip to the water park or just watching her delight in the simple joys of childhood. But like many stories, this one had its complexities. There were family struggles and growing tensions. By the time Natalynn was just 2 years old, her parents' relationship had begun to unravel. Their strong bond had faded, and they separated. Even at her birthday party, they stood together, holding the cake, but the love between them had dimmed. Despite their differences, both parents adored each, wanting just the best for her, even as their own relationship crumbled. And that is what children of divorced parents, that's all they could ask for, is that you still try to have a respectful relationship for the children. Because you don't want your kids growing up in a loveless home, right? In the years that followed, Nicole began new relationships, but none lasted. Then, in the fall of 2008, she met Ryan Jones. At first, he seemed like the perfect man, charming, attractive, everything Nicole thought she wanted. But as time passed, things started to change. His temper easily flared, and there were troubling signs of accidental roughness with Natalynn. Friends whispered concerns, but Nicole dismissed them. She wasn't a bad mother, she told herself. But love should never require silence in the face of cruelty. We're going to go into the signs of abuse that followed. The signs that followed were bruises that started to appear. Her father noticed red marks and injuries that just couldn't be easily explained away. Yes, kids are learning about their bodies and are clumsy, but you can tell the difference between self-inflicted and cruelty. Her father, Troy, began to notice the red marks and bruises appearing on her body. He started to ask his daughter about them, and she hesitated before demonstrating fist motions. She was trying her best to show her father what was being done. she tried to share. And her father's heart broke. He confronted Nicole, but she dismissed his concerns, telling him to stay out of her life. But then more bruises and red marks were appearing. It wasn't going away. And more unexplained injuries. But still, no one called the police and no one stepped in. If you see something, say something. Now we're approaching Natalynn's final days. In the days leading up to her death, something was different. Natalynn begged her father not to make her go back to her mother's house. That's a clear sign. When your kids are telling you that, she clung to him. She did not want to go there. And she hid from her mother's car and cried when she was placed inside. Her father kissed her goodbye, but he was unaware that would be the last time he would ever see his daughter alive. This tragedy took place on March 22nd, 2009. Nicole received a call that would shatter the world. Miss Lee, please come to Kaweah Health Center. Your daughter, Natalynn, has passed away. Natalynn was only 3 years old. She was a bright, smiling girl who wanted nothing more than to live, laugh, and be safe. But she was too young to escape the violence that stole her life, and powerless to stop it. Detective Hughes arrived at the scene and found Natalynn unresponsive. Paramedics quickly took over, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead at 6:13 p.m. An autopsy later revealed the truth. Natalynn had suffered from prolonged abuse at the hands of Ryan Jones. Dr. Bo Hartman identified more than 32 bruises on her little body, many of which led directly to her death. The evidence was clear. This was homicide. And it was no accident. The injuries, the bruises, and the established pattern of abuse was clear. But yet, with all that being reported and everything, she still didn't receive help. No one saved her. No one stepped in to protect her. Her father, Troy Miller, collapsed in grief upon hearing the news. He had known something was wrong, but his warnings had gone unheard. The pain would haunt him forever. Her mother defended her boyfriend. There is such a problem with these women standing behind these despicable people that do harm to children. That needs to be called out. You're sick. The mother defended Ryan. She stood by him after his arrest. The jailhouse conversations between them revealed the disturbing reality. She excused his actions and refused to accept the truth of what had happened in her home. It was easier for her to live in denial than face the horror of her own complicity. Long road to justice. Now we're going to be talking about the trial. Okay? The trial was long, painful, and gut-wrenching. The evidence was overwhelming, but it was hard to fathom how a mother could fail her own children like this. Witnesses testified to the bruises they had seen, the cries they had ignored. They had failed. By December 2013, Ryan was sentenced to 25 years to life for the murder of Natalynn Miller. 5 months later, Nicole Lee was sentenced to 8 years for felony child endangerment, but no sentence could ever undo the horror that had already happened. Do you believe that justice was served? Do you believe that this is adequate through this 3-year-old baby's life that was stolen away? She's never going to get to have a full childhood or become an adult or have her own family or get to do all of the things that we like to do. She deserves to still be here. And her story should not be, her story should have been one of happiness and hope and dreams and a future. This is just a tragic reminder is that justice delayed is justice denied. We must do better. We need to listen to the cries of children. Report it. They can't protect themselves. So this is me calling on action. It's a call to action. If you believe in protecting the innocent and standing up for those who have no voice, let Natalynn's story be the reason you act, to speak out, to report abuse. And do not let the fear or doubt keep you from saving life. Because no child should have to beg to be safe. And no child should be failed by the silence of those who should have protected them. Natalynn's case reminds us how important it is to continue to remember these stories. Because the sad part, all these years later now, is the fact that the time in which she could have been alive and thriving, they will be getting out of prison. So her mom is going to be, what did her mom get? 8 years. She's already out. Do you think that's fair? The step or the boyfriend, 25 years for taking a life. Like, justice is supposed to get justice for the victim as well as deter other people from committing crimes in the same nature. I don't think that 25 years to life for taking a life is adequate. What do you think? I think it's important, regardless of how old these cases are, to bring them up. They're important lessons. And this is a real life story of what a child is going through right now. While we speak, while I'm making this video, when this video is uploaded, there are people that need empathy and for people to speak out on the wrongs that they see are happening. So, I hope you have a beautiful day today. I want to thank you for joining me today and learning about Natalynn Miller's life and how it was tragically cut short. I hope that you leave today feeling a sense of inspiration, knowing that you could be that saving grace for someone. And of course, share, subscribe, and keep a lookout for future content. I've just begun this journey and I'm excited to continue researching more cases and telling more stories so that we can spread the word of justice. Because without history, we're bound to repeat it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Be vigilant, look out for things, and make sure that you're caring for yourself and your loved ones. Thank you for remembering Natalynn Miller with me today. I appreciate the stage to tell her story on, and I hope that you stick along for more people's stories, more legacies.